and how to build on last year, how to continue our path as an organization, and evaluate the different ways we could do that, we kept on coming back to Lorenzo. Lorenzo's talent on the field is well known. It's well recognized throughout the league. He's one of the true rare five-tool players in baseball right now. He's a winning player. He's played and performed on the biggest stages in baseball. And we're certainly very excited to have him and his entire family back here. Appreciate all the work that Damon and Lorenzo put into this process. Appreciate the support from our entire ownership group to be able to make this happen. Congratulations. And let's get a Brewers jersey on you.
Still looks good.
All right. Welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Button it up. Leave it on.
Right size?
Right side.
Got the right number?
Yeah,
Eddie give you a call yet?
yeah, I talked to Eddie last night. So, they give me a hard time, but like I said, I might look at something special for him.
Eddie been having you watching some training? So certainly happy to answer any and all questions.
I'll start. Lorenzo, for you, have you had a chance to kind of reflect on your career coming full circle, sort of back to where it began?
Yes. Like I said, when I spoke to David early in the offseason, once I found out that they wanted me, they were in on me, a lot of memories came back. And just remember getting my first hit, first call up, of course, first home run. So a lot of good memories came, and it's definitely a place that I wanted to come back to, and hopefully kind of do what we did in Kansas City. And that's eventually, hopefully going to the playoffs and bringing the World Series back here.
Did you ever think you'd see this day again when you found out in 2010 that you were headed to Kansas City?
I did not. It did hurt a little bit when I got traded back in 2010. Definitely mixed emotions for me. And, I just remember getting that phone call, finding out I was getting traded, just spending so much time in Milwaukee and the team that drafted me. So it was mixed emotion, like I said, and, it definitely hurt a little bit. But to get an opportunity to come back here and play, with Milwaukee is definitely a dream come true.
If I could follow up on that real quick. I mean, obviously, there was a big deal at the time. They went to get Greinke. You were probably watching when they went to the playoffs in 2011.
Right.
Experienced it on your own with the Royals, won it all. Now the chance to come back and, like you said, try to do that again as a veteran leader. Are you looking forward to that opportunity?
Yeah, with everything, this is definitely a tough game, and nothing's going to be easy. David's put together a really talented group, and I'm just happy to be a part of it, and like I said, just build on it. And for me, I'm just ready to get to work and get going.
Lorenzo, you're like the first big breakthrough on the free agent market this winter. What's it been being out there in the ice age of free agency?
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be out there too long, It's definitely chilly out there, but like I said, I'm definitely happy I was able to, get something done. It was definitely slower than expected this off season, but definitely took longer than I expected. But as you see, it's definitely not going as planned as far as guys jumping out and signing quick. But Milwaukee was in on me from the get-go. Other teams as well. But like I say, once I got a phone call from David, this was the spot that I wanted to be in.
Craig, what kind of plus is it going to be to add Lorenzo into the mix in the clubhouse with the experience that he has in the full season, particularly?
Well, I mean, from my perspective, we're adding a very, very good player, and a guy that I feel like we know well, that has accomplished the height of the game it's going to be meaningful. I think it plays a part into, when we get this thing rolling, hopefully, and we're talking about games in August and September and hopefully in October that he's certainly been a part of. So it's another, feather in his cap. But he's bringing a lot to the table, and I think that's why we've been so interested from the start, is that, there's a lot of boxes. He's bringing everything to the table, and that's those are players you want.
Craig, you played alongside Lorenzo when he first came up in 2010. And when did you see them, and how has he developed since then?
I was actually been thinking about that. What I remember, the thing that sticks out honestly is a catch he made in Cincinnati. I don't know if he remembers. I'm sure he remembers it.
Yeah.
Where he went full speed into the wall and made an unbelievable catch late in the game to win us a game. And it was a play that a player makes that you don't forget it. I mean, it's 8 years ago. We were just talking. That's 8 years ago. But when you don't forget a play like that, and it's because you don't see people make plays, you don't see guys make plays like that, it sticks with you. And I think it speaks to his defense that he's, been so noted for over his career. And it's really what sticks out, that the defense, the way he runs after a fly ball. I know all our pitchers are. And I heard Zach Davies broke his phone from Christian Yelich, but Zach Davies is going to be a happy man with him chasing fly balls.
Lorenzo, that was the last day of August in 2010 when you ran that ball down against the Reds. What do you remember about it when you went crashing on the wall?
I remember waking up with a knot on the back of my head. That's what I remember. That's what I pride myself in going out and making plays. Defense is something I work really hard at, and I want to be the best at it. And just being an all-around player is something that I strive to be, and just being able to do a little bit of everything. So, that's always my goal every year, and say hopefully everything continue to go as smooth as it has been.
Craig, to take the acquisition thing one step further, this is our first chance to ask you about Yelich, too. In the 1-2 punch, you guys got two of the best rounded offensive, defensive outfielders in baseball. What does that mean for you as manager and for the Brewers as a team to bring two guys in like that?
Well, it's all around baseball players, and really all around people. I think we've added two of the best, we feel like, in the game, and so I think it just makes us better everywhere, and that's what is so exciting. There's not a place I don't think it makes us better, offensively, defensively, lineup, in the clubhouse, experience. So there's a lot of places that we feel like we got better yesterday. Two great additions, and it's it certainly gets you excited, keeps you up a little later at night for sure.
For Craig and David, what can you tell us at this particular point in time about how you'll solve it looks like you have a glut of guys?
Yeah, I think I'd call it depth. We've talked a lot about. I think we've talked a lot about depth over the past couple of years and how important that is. I think we've seen it throughout the league. Really good teams have a lot of depth throughout their rosters. And we are getting to that point where we're accumulating as much talent as possible throughout the roster is important to us. And so clearly we have options. We have a number of established players. We have a number of established outfielders. And that is something that we're going to continue to work through. And I think we're confident that by the time we get to spring training and opening day, we'll have it sorted out, and there will be plenty of ABs and plate appearances to go around.
David, what were the last 24 hours like for you, just getting both of these guys?
It's exciting for the organization. Obviously, a deal like this or the Yelich deal, those aren't deals that come together overnight. Those are long processes that take, frankly, months to come together. And so it was more coincidental than anything that they both came together at the same time. But it's rewarding for an organization to be able to make acquisitions like this. And most importantly, it makes us better. And that's what we're looking to do.
Lorenzo, as you were evaluating your options, just what stood out to you about this team, the pieces they have, and just the opportunity to win here?
Yeah, like I said, I watched from afar last year how close Milwaukee came to getting in last year, and I said, just coming home. And I feel like it's been a part of this group. I feel like I can add to it and hopefully put them over the hump and give them the extra boost they need to get where we need to be, and that's the playoffs.
Lorenzo, who were you as a player when you were traded away, if you can remember that far back, and who are you now?
Wow. You know, when I first got traded, I was still learning a lot. A lot of guys took me under their wing and helped me, pushed me to be the player I became. From day one, I've strived to be that all-around player. And like I said, I work hard on my craft, each and every day, each and every year, to find areas where I can improve in. And, just going out there and being consistent is the biggest goal for me every year. Being consistent and, being injury-free. That's another thing for me. So, just being an all-around player and doing what I need to do to help the team win.
David, since this process, rebuild, whatever you want to call it, started, you and Mark have both kind of alluded to the fact that when the time is right, you guys would, be ready to make moves. What makes this the right time? A lot of times in a rebuild, you might see a little slip back. What did you see that made you think that this team is in position now to make big moves?
I think a confluence of a number of different factors, and we knew we were going to have an off-season like this at some point. I couldn't have told you that it was going to be this off-season, next off-season, the off-season after. But we knew at some point we would make significant outside acquisitions to supplement our team. And a number of factors contributed to this. And when these opportunities arose with both Lorenzo and Christian to bring these types of talents into the organization, it was something that we decided now was the time. Both players are here, obviously, for a long time and allow us to, we believe, continue to be a strong team for multiple years.
Lorenzo, do you see similarities in what is being built here as to what the Royals were like before the back-to-back pennants?
For sure. It was a group that, for me, we kind of started off in the minor leagues together. We played together in the minor leagues. And, with Kansas City, we all kind of got caught up at the same time. And we just grew together. We lost a lot the first 2 or 3 years, and then all of a sudden, something clicked with all of us, and something turned on for us, and we just started playing unbelievable baseball. And I think more than anything, we started playing for each other. Allowing guys to a motto we came up with was keep the line moving. Having a different hero each and every night. We didn't expect one guy to go out there and get it done. We relied on each other each and every night. And I think if you have that confidence in the guy behind you or in front of you or whatever the case may be, it helps improve the ball club tremendously.
Craig, have you envisioned what your outfield alignment might be since Christian and Lorenzo both played center last year?
Lorenzo's going to play center field. I think Christian will play some center field too. I'm not planning on 162 for Lorenzo. We'll probably have some arguments about that during the season, but that's how it works. So it's, but I think primarily Lorenzo would play in center field.
Where do you think Yelich goes?
I think that's something we have to kind of work through. We've got depth. There's no question. And so at 9 weeks before the season, we'll take some time to figure that one out.
David, I saw at least one report, I think today, that one possible way to help ease your alphabet would be for Ryan Braun to play a little first base. Might you guys consider that?
I think that's something that we're open to exploring in spring training and seeing where it leads. Obviously, it's challenging to change positions at the major league level, but it's something that Ryan is open to and open to exploring, and so we'll see where that leads, and that is a possibility.
David, is that a conversation you've already had with Ryan?
It is. We as we saw this off-season evolving a little bit and saw some of the potential acquisitions, it's a conversation that we began. And I think Ryan's interests are to help this team however he can. He wants to win. He knows we just acquired two very good, talented players who are going to help us win. And Ryan wants to put the Brewers in the best position to succeed.
Craig, you've taught us to look at it as the position player group and not starters and bench. If all of these players stay on your team, if no moves are made to thin out your outfield, can it work to have that many outfield types in your position player group?
Well, we got a lot of good choices, certainly. I mean, I'll have a lot of good choices, and they'll be tough choices, but we'll have a lot of good choices. And so that's how I'm looking at it. I think, as you get better and the more good players you acquire, sometimes the tougher the lineup choices become. And that David's making it tougher on me already, by these couple moves. So that's great. There are going to be some tough choices, but it's still a long ways away. That part of it. There's to me still opportunity throughout the season. There's a lot of need for at bats. We're looking for guys to take at bats. So I think that tends to work itself out, and I don't at this point worry about it at all.
It's kind of like baseball's evolving now, isn't it? That you don't have to have 8 guys play 150 games. I mean, you parse it out and you get more out of everybody that way, it seems. And you actually seem to look forward to getting a lot of different.
And I refer to it as a unit because that's what I think it is. It's about how we're going to score runs and produce the most runs and then prevent runs on the other side of the ball. But and I think we do it as a unit. That's how we do it. We do it together, and that group is always the guys that are playing, multiple positions. Have help us do that, and I think, in Ryan's case this year, we're going to explore that. He's moved around in the past from obviously right field to left field and things like that. This is a bigger challenge that we may undertake here, and we recognize that. But obviously it's part of what kind of opens up that puzzle to some of the at bats.
And just to be clear, Ryan wouldn't be the first baseman. He would play some first base, right? If it works. Is that kind of what he could be a left fielder / first?
Well, I think what we're going to explore is can he play some first base? Yeah.
David, did the investments you made yesterday make it more or less likely that you'll sign additional free agents at other spots?
Probably neither more nor less likely. I think we're always looking to improve our team. We're always looking to supplement. We felt like we improved our team yesterday, and we felt like we've made steps throughout this offseason, and we're going to continue to look to do just that.
Do you feel like you need another starter, or do you feel good?
We came into the offseason with the goal of supplementing our pitching as a whole. We have taken steps towards that, so I'm comfortable with where our pitching group is right now. If there's the right opportunity to add, whether that's in free agency or via trade, we're certainly going to stay open-minded.
David, do you look at both of these? You told us on the phone last night that Yelich was a rare opportunity. Obviously, players like that don't get made available very often, and Miami's in kind of a unique case. But then, Lorenzo coming right online at the same time. Was it just a rare 1-2 opportunity? Did you look at them in concert, or were they always separated in your mind?
I think we had an idea that both of them could happen, but until, whether it's trades or free agent signings, until deals happen, you don't know. And so we pursued both steadfastly throughout the offseason. And again, it was really more coincidental than anything that it both happened to be finalized on the same day.
Lorenzo, what was your reaction to seeing that? I mean, I realize you're focused on your own situation, but when you see the news that now this team has added Yelich as well.
Yeah, it's all about improving the club as a whole, and with that mindset of wanting to win, wanting to get to the playoffs, wanting to win a World Series, and that's what everybody set out to do. So once everybody's on that same goal, same path, it makes everybody happy.
So what do you feel like you can share about winning it all with the rest of the clubhouse and the rest of the guys?
Like I said, I've been in every situation possible. I've got a chance to, go to 2 World Series, which we went to back-to-back World Series, which doesn't happen often. but we lost the first one and got a chance to win the second one. So, like I said, I just felt that sense of urgency, coming into 2015 when we won that one. Everybody was ready to go, raring to go. And it's just that different mindset. Guys were focused, locked in, and everybody had that one goal, and that was to win. And like I said, I will definitely talk to the guys and tell them what I know and share my experience with winning the World Series. So it's something that I'll sit down and talk to them and just go from there.
Craig, you've talked in the past about competitiveness on a roster in an organization. Presumably, you're going to get some questions from guys this weekend about what does this do for me? What is your message to some of those guys who may have thought their role was something different before these moves?
Well, I don't think we know anybody's roles on January 25th, and that's I know we want answers, but there's not a regular season game until the end of March. I think it's human nature to be a little disappointed at the outset of this. But then when I think if you look at it, there's a season ahead of you, and the best thing is to come into spring training excited about the season. There's the players, they don't control everything, and I think the ones that know that probably succeed the most. There's some things that are out of their control. Play well, get ready for a baseball season. If you're playing well, there's a good chance that you're going to make a big impact on this team.
Lorenzo, we asked Craig what he remembered about you. What do you remember about, Craig when you were a rookie?
Oh, man.
Old.
Oh, man. Quiet, he's definitely didn't talk much. I remember that about him. I actually was late one day, and I remember, I think he made me go buy everybody coffee. So, but that was kind of my way of my little punishment for being late. I was a rookie, so completely understood. So,
What was said among you guys out of Craig's earshot about his batting stance?
Oh, I don't think we
I remember what. But I remember about Lorenzo when he was, a rookie is that, it was this. First of all, the backstory is so great, and I know our player development guys that are still here, like Eddie and Charlie, that that coached Lorenzo the first day he walked into the Brewers organization, have some fabulous stories. And it's truly a great story how quickly that he got to the big leagues from where he started. But what I think, he was such a talented hitter, and I remember saying, you can hit the ball a long ways. Just hit the ball. Just try to do it. I was early. I was telling him to hit home runs in 2010.
Yeah, we made a little. I remember we made a little wager, prints and counts. If you hit, I don't know, 10 home runs in BP, they'll give like $50 or something like that.
Yeah. I knew there was power in there.
$50.
I was trying to get the power out because I knew it was in there.
So that's the kind of guys they were. Those guys would push me, and they saw the potential in me, and they were just trying to find any way to get it out of me. So I definitely appreciate that for sure.
There's Lorenzo Cain.